smashed our bodies against asphalt. I almost broke my hand. It was over. Yeah. This is the story of how I almost died in Bali and where the dream trip took a really bad turn. No, this is not clickbait. The day started great. It was what we had planned. I went on a morning run, sweaty. It's not enjoyable to run in Bali at all, despite whatever anyone says. For my run, it's almost 8 a.m. And I wouldn't say I want to do it, because I gotta run the road, which is 5k straight hill. At least it's not extremely hot and not sunny right now. But just gonna survive this next hour, then whoop whoop, I'll be fine. I really have to make it to the gym today. I have to, I get to, I need to in the evening, hopefully.
I once knew so well. In a voice memo from years ago, we were laughing about some nonsense. Oh, how I miss those friends.
Oh my god, I'm completely drenched again. I'm going to pick up my laundry that I submitted yesterday. I had like half a kilo. It was like 70 cents. Oh my gosh, you can see how how sweaty I am. Ew. Got it. My clothes were so smelly that I literally myself could not wear them. As I do, like I run and I'm completely soaked. As when I run, I'm completely soaked, and doing that every day, and then gym, and then just wearing a t-shirt over that. It's just like a towel. It stinks so badly. But now, I'm gonna shower and leave. I really want to make it to the gym today, though. Like, it's going to be my honest vlog. It's my priority to gym and workouts, because I actually have a competition 2 days after I arrive in Latvia, which is not nice because I've been off track with CrossFit training as I'm a CrossFitter. But I've been trying to fit in gymming as much as I can, no matter what. So I will try to fit it in today. It's just the fact that the gym is like 3k away and it gets dark at 6. And the gym works only till 8 p.m. Like, what? It opens at 8 and it works till 8. So weird. No, it's not weird, I guess for them it's normal. The humidity there is insane. Everyone says that, but you don't really realize it till you go there, how hot, like humid it is. Anyways, I did my run. So I was staying in a hostel where they did provide some free tours. So the owner is really nice, and he rented scooters for us. The big red flag is coming, right? We had a plan to go with other people who are staying in a hostel to some waterfalls, 2 spots in Ubud. We were driving 2 people on every scooter. We had 2 local people who were leading us the way, one in the front and one in the back. Okay, we drove to the first waterfall. Actually, like what they don't tell you in Bali, it's not hikeable. So you drive for example, 40 minutes on those bad roads to some sort of beautiful place like a waterfall, and then you just go up, see the waterfall, and then you have to drive like another 30 minutes or something to the next spot. Waterfall is like an hour away on the bikes. So it's not really much walking, it's more like driving. Traffic in the roads, not talking about that. So the first place, I was just going to insert the footage. It was one waterfall, and also to keep you in mind for the more famous waterfalls or more well-known waterfalls, there will be entry fees. So you have to bring cash always, everywhere. It's not a lot, it's just what to keep in mind. It was kind of like this, not bathtub, but it's made, it looks like there's like a kind of bathtub, and then there's like the waterfall. It's a pretty place, but the people who I was going with, they wanted to take pictures. That's the only thing. Like, we spent like more than an hour. They spent more than an hour just taking photos, and I was like, oh, come on. Then we were driving to the next spot, and just to tell you, I was like, when we were driving, I was like, this could turn out so bad, because the roads are so bad. They're so dangerous. Everything there's related to driving is so dangerous. You know, you're driving half naked. Yes, we had the head safety thingy, but the roads in Ubud everywhere, they were like this, but the turns and the size of the road, it's like the half of the size. You know, there's the regular road is one way and the other way. In Bali, the both ways is like the one way. Oh yeah, they also drive on the other side of the road. We were driving and there was construction going on, and the road was, we had to go up somewhere, like the roads were like this, and there was like construction and there was dust on the road, and I was driving with this one guy, also traveler, and I guess he pushed the front brake and it was like this, and then there was like turn, and we smashed our bodies against asphalt. And you know, everything happened so fast that after I fell, I was like, okay, nothing's wrong. I'm just bleeding everywhere. But you know, when like seconds pass more and more, and I start feeling like where it hurts. So the thing is, I got way worse than the guy who was driving. He just had bruises, yes. Those bruises are hurtful, but I almost broke my bones. I will insert photos, nothing crazy, but I had bruises here. Actually, it's 2 months later when I'm filming this talking part, and you still can see here, I think you can see the rashes. Like, I had the rashes here, here on my legs. But the thing is, I started feeling my hand here, because when we fell, I kind of, you know, I like did this. And long story short, the next week I had competition, which I had to cancel because I almost broke my hand. I almost did. I don't know what actually happened, because the thing is, we fell. I was crying afterwards. And obviously, because I literally thought that I almost died, because there was like it was like this, and then there was a turn. If we would have slipped for like, or fell, we could have, there was like not a cliff, but there was some steep edges, you know. So then I told you we had like the leaders, the local from the hostel. He was really nice. He was like literally saved my day, because he wanted to make me feel better. He drove me to one clinic, it was closed, and then to a second clinic. So I was actually starting to get in a big panic mode, because my hand, I could not move my wrist, this hand actually. We drove to the clinic. I did not say anything about my wrist, because they just bandaged all the bruises. So it was really actually hard to like move, because everything was hurting so crazy. Like in the next days, like the bruises, they were watering, like extreme pain, and you can't really, you know, when you're sleeping, it's like everywhere here, and my knee was almost half cut open. Whew. Continuing on to that clinic, put the bandages on, and I had to pay only like 4 euros, but I was like in extreme panic mode, because I could not move my hand, my wrist. And then we met with the rest of the people in the third location or second location that was planned. I was in such a bad mood, like you can't even imagine. I'm saying right now, I feel like, what, but why? It doesn't sound that bad, but like I literally looked like everyone, like people are like staring because everyone afterwards, like all the next other days, like when I was in Bali, everyone's looking at me and like saying, what happened? Like they were like, what happened? What happened? Because you know, I'm bandaged everywhere. And then we met with the rest of the people, and they're like, oh, are you feeling better? How are you feeling? I'm just trying not to cry. I was like, I'm not doing well. I think my hand is broken. I can't move my wrist. So I had to like pretend in that other location where everyone was having fun and just like eating and being in the river. I actually did not eat almost anything the whole day because after that happened, I was in such a stress mode. I had no appetite. And then we finally were driving back. Mind you, driving back on those scooters on the same roads where we fell. Now I just was driving on the back with the local there who literally was so nice person. Like, I can't, just like so grateful for that person. And I did not afterwards really talk with the guy who I was driving and who fell with me, like, because I was not driving, he was driving. And obviously it's an accident. Later that evening, I was not doing well because, you know, when you think your hand is broken. So then the owner who also of the hostel, the previous video I showed the room and all that, he was like, wait, I'm gonna call my worker and they're gonna take you to the hospital, like the hospital to do x-ray. Again, driving with the scooter to the hospital. Long story short, the hospital, it was like 9 p.m. It was completely empty. There was no one in it. I go there and they're like, what's wrong? What's happening? Obviously they see my bruises. I'm like, I fell and I think my wrist is broken. I can't move it. I don't know what to do. And they were like, okay, they're gonna do the check. I had health insurance, so that's good. But also one thing, please do get health insurance no matter how expensive it is. My mom got it for me because I said, no, I don't need it. You do need it. You do need it. You never know what will happen. And they were like, oh, so we can do the x-ray. The x-ray is 90 euros. 90 euros, that's so much in the way that for Indonesia. Just x-ray. And like, with consultation, yeah, the consultation was like 3 minutes. Anyways, they do the x-ray and they get the result and they're like, so we can't tell if it's broken or because if you're young, your bones are still like, I don't know what. So they basically didn't know if I broke my wrist or I did not. They were like, so they gave me the bandage, a different one. They said, and they also said that they will send x-ray and all that. 24 hours later, you can see how you feel in 24 hours, if you feel better, or if you don't feel better, like the rest of us. To just try not to put any pressure. It should get better. So my wrist was swollen here. It was hurting like crazy, like here, like crazy. If I pushed my finger, but it did not show that it's like broken bone or if it's like not twisted. Spent almost 100 euros and I did not get any response normal. The rest of my trip was over, kind of in the way that I had plans for the rest of the trip to learn surfing, to do fun things like that. But instead I spent a month not being able to train normally because I could not hold anything in my hands. No pressure. I could not move my hand. This is how my hand was for like 2 weeks. I could not bend it like this. Nothing, not like this. It's been 2 months and this week for the first time, last week, I did a squat snatch, like an overhead squat with no pain. It was really, really tough because I'm an athlete, I'm a CrossFitter, and literally everything related to CrossFit, you need your wrist. You don't appreciate things until you can't use them. So literally, I said after when we drove from the clinic to the second location where we met everyone, I went somewhere away and I was like, I tried to do, like box push-up. No, I not even try. I was like, I wanted to just put my wrists like this and I could not. And I literally started crying like my eyes out because I was like, did I just break my bones? What am I going to do with my life? I spent almost the rest of the trip. I did not vlog pretty much anything because I was super depressed. I was really worried. I could not train properly. Every part of my body was like, all these places were like watering and extremely painful. I could not do anything because also when you want to change, I could not brush my hair because to do a ponytail, you need to have your wrists. You need to untie your pony and you have to use your both wrists washing hair when your hand is band-aid, and they told me you can't get water anywhere. Like my knee where there was an open cut, luckily they did not have to. It wasn't that deep that you need stitches. I was really depressed, and when I came home I had to miss my competition, and I could not do pretty much any upper body because everywhere you need flexion, and it took me a month and a half pretty much to start doing something with my other hand. And this is the story of why you should not drive with anyone that isn't local, and even if they are locals, just rethink, and maybe it's better to pay more and drive with that car, even though there's extreme traffic. But in a car there's AC, and in the car you can't crash like that in the really dangerous roads, especially if they're like this and there's no lights when it's also dark. But the first thing would be, don't go to Bali as first thing, because it's overrated. It's way overrated. It's nothing like you see on social media. I showed that in my previous videos. The reality there is not beautiful, and it's actually not as, it's really common to get in these scooter crashes, these accidents, and I'm not putting anyone's fault anywhere. I'm just telling you that what you see online is not real life. I was really depressed, which had to be my dream trip of my lifetime. I thought that, oh my god, Bali is this insanely cool place, but it's nothing like you see in social media, and it sucks. It sucks. Those, like what I imagined, what will happen, how it will be, nothing the same. And no, I'm not saying that I do regret the trip. I don't regret the trip. It literally showed me so much. I learned so much. I experienced so much. It was so interesting, so fun, really tough, really eye-opening, really educational, really like cultural shocks. I don't regret going at all. It definitely was like, could say my highlights of my summer, even though yeah, this happened. But just so much happened when I was traveling Southeast Asia, and all I experienced. I'm just sharing that the reality of life is hard and tough, and you never know what will happen. It's your daily reminder to take care of yourself and appreciate the things you have in life. You don't appreciate it until you don't have it. Until you can't do normal things like taking off your backpack because you can't move your hand. 2 months later, my hand feels almost normal. Take care of yourself. And if you can't support me on Patreon or PayPal, because I don't make any money with social media, but it is my dream to be a full-time content creator, and I've been doing this for 4 years and nothing is happening, so please support me. And I did get back money from insurance, those 90 euros. But it's obviously you pay for insurance at the start, so it's not like I got anything in bonus. I just got what I paid in those hospitals. Yeah, that's how my Ubud trip went. At the end, it wasn't nice.